Happy Labor Day, everybody. I fi- I finally managed to watch all of Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, and and um and I know for some people that this movie does have some controversy with the tournament kind of playing second fiddle to the real onslaught of the one being. But man, I personally have to tell you guys, I didn't think it was possible, and this opinion still may prove to be controversial. But I personally enjoyed um, MK Legends Battle of the Realms just as much, if not more, than its predecessor, Scorpion's Revenge. So the film opens, guys, with with Liu Kang's parents being murdered by some of Sh- Sh- Shinnok's demons from Nether Realm, and basically, guys, Liu Kang is about to be eaten by one of Baraga's cousins when all of a sudden Lord Lord Raiden steps in to save him, and unfortunately Liu Kang's father has already been beheaded, and his mom has been fatally stabbed. But 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 Raiden does make it just in time to spare Liu Kang from his parents' fate. And and the last thing that Liu Kang's mom tells Raiden to tell Liu Kang eventually to tell my son that he was loved, and then it cuts to um some of Emperor Shao Kahn's forces trying to invade and destroy this Taigu temple, and this new recruit and personal friend of Liu Kang's, Kung Lao, basically tries to out the monks, hold back Emperor Shao Kahn's forces. Um, but unfortunately, even with Kung Lao spinning at and Jags Jags showing off his robotic arms, which I do remember him getting in the last film. Um, the uh, the uh, the Taigu Temple seems to be resigned to his fate, and that's even with Jags um, pick, pick, picking up a new recruit, which is Striker, who 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 basically doesn't believe a single thing he's saying. Seeing rather, I'm sorry, guys. Meanwhile, it, um, it, it, in the woods just prior to the temple, Johnny Cage um, meets with Katana, Jade, Baraka, and Riku, and the tiger-looking guy of Shao Kahn's forces, and tries to convince him to surrender. Them to surrender, rather. Um, but 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 because Johnny spends the majority of this movie being just as um unhelpful as he was in Scorpion's Revenge, that plan fails miserably, and and Lu- Liu Kang has to come in and try and bail Jack's Kung Lao Striker, Johnny, and Sonya out. But and Liu Kang even asked Katana, it's unfortunate that you're still fighting on the wrong side. And then Katana's like, do I have a choice? And then just as um, Raiden's about to step in, Shao, Shao Kahn enters, enters Earthrealm through a portal and says, Lord Raiden, we meet again. I personally have grown tired of this bloodshed, and I've come to offer a solution. One final Mortal Kombat to determine the fate of all the realms. And then even though Johnny, Liu Kang, and everybody else pretty much is against it, Lord Raiden, in all his wisdom, but basically agrees to Shao Kahn's proposal, for the simple reason that if this is really a way to stop all the bloodshed and death that's occurred in the over 1,000-year history of Mortal Kombat, then it's worth a try. Meanwhile, Scorpion wakes up again in NetherRealm, and in the company of Shinnok, who and Shinnok basically tells Scorpion after he has another dream about his wife and son dying, that that your soul basically holds the key to 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 be able to bring back the one being, and and this Kamidoku, and the Kamidoku is basically the pieces of the one being that were scattered when the gods defeated him at the start of Mortal Kombat. And then Shinnok basically tells Scorpion, when you got off Shang's 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 Shang Shang Tsung's island, and defeated Quan Chi, your soul is now combined with the key to gathering the second to the last Kamidogu, and you will bring it here back to me, because my escorts are going to escort you back to Earthrealm. And then Scorpion's like, what if I don't? Then Shinnok's like, then I'll burn you alive and bring your bring your damn soul back to do it over and over again as an eternal way of torture for disobeying the god of the mad god of Netherrealm. And so Scorpion cuts up the heads of some of Shinnok's demons' heads and escapes to a portal back to Earthrealm. And while this is happening, the Lin Kuei clan, consisting of Smoke and the brother of Bihan, aka the original Sub-Zero, whose brother I'm just going to call Kwai, because Kwai's full version of his name is way too hard to pronounce. Kwai Smoke basically tells Kwai that with two other members of the Link Way clan still missing, that being Cyrax and Scepter. Kwai has finally earned the right through his advanced training to 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 finally take Beon's place and become the new Sub-Zero. And and then Kwai's like, no, not yet. And then Smoke and Kwai are summoned to the leader of the Link Way's clan's chambers, because unknowingly that they have been hired to catch Scorpion, and then Kwai's like, Scorpion, the Scorpion's clan was thought to be dead, and then Kwai hearing his headmaster say that Scorpion is alive, Kwai immediately says, allow me to go, master. I will find Scorpion, and I will kill him for the honor of the Link Way clan. I will kill him for the honor of my brother. And then the headmaster's like, no, our orders are to capture Hanzo Asashi alive. And then Kwai's like, no, he killed Beon. And then the headmaster's like, know your place. And then to their horror, Smoke and Kwai know what's become of Cyrax and Scepter. Basically, the master of the Link Way clan has basically turned them into mindless androids, because the Link Way clan has figured out that the mortal body is too weak, and that the only way to successfully retrieve Scorpion alive, unknowingly to the headmaster of the Link Way at the time, which is to have Scorpion to take give Cyrax Scepter and sadly Smoke after he's turned into the third mindless machine by his former Link Way brothers. That they figure out later on in the movie that their sole purpose was to make sure Scorpion led them to the final Kamidoku and was able to help Shinnok unlock the portal to the one being, and basically destroy all the realms and merge them into one, so that the unmaking of everything can begin. But while all this is going on, the Lord Raiden and Shao Kahn do pay a visit to the Elder Gods, and they do agree to one final Mortal Kombat. But then Raiden says, I wish to fight on behalf of Earthrealm, and Shao Kahn's like, impossible. It is called Mortal Kombat, and you are a god. And then Raiden makes the ultimate sacrifice in choosing to give up his godhood to become mortal, so 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 that he can participate in this final Mortal Kombat. And then Shao Kahn's like, but by the time this last tournament is done, you'll be begging for your godhood back. And then Kwai eventually does run into Scorpion, and then Scorpion tries to say, after Kwai says, "You killed my brother," and then after Scorpion eventually tries to say, I'm sorry," but an evil man named Quan Chi killed my people, killed my son, my wife, but the man that led that raid wasn't your brother after all. It was Quan Chi. I was mistaken. And then Kwai's like, saying sorry isn't going to bring either of our situations back. And then and then and then Raiden and Shao Kahn do get back from the main meeting, where Shao Kahn's forces have decided to retreat to prepare for the final Mortal Kombat tournament. And it does agree, it does take place on Shang Tsung's island, as the previous tournament did, and and at first everything for Earthrealm seems to be going fine. In fact, Leah, for the first day of the tournament, Earthrealm does seem victorious. Even though Johnny gets kicked in the dig by this bug lane known as Devora, and Jack's arms, and Jax does get revenge by ripping off one of Shao Kahn's big boy's arms to get revenge for them amputating his arms the last time. Shao Kahn does seem to be aggravated, and it's during the break at night that and after Raiden deals with one of Shao Kahn's minions of his own, but gets seriously wounded because he is no longer a god, that Liu Kang tries to say, "Raiden, I'm worried about you," and then Raiden, just like that fatherly figure that he's been to Liu Kang ever since the day he rescued him from at his dying mother's wish, tries to assure him, like that father figure, "I'll be fine. You just worry about the ongoing tournament." And then Johnny's whole role in this part of the movie so far is to try and convince Sonya to take him on as a boyfriend. But Sonya just keeps saying, "He is not my boyfriend and he never will be." And so Stryker and everybody else goes to bed. Um, but but unfortunately, Cyrax, Scepter, and now Smoke do end up getting one of the Kami Dogos, because Scorpion's the only one that can open the gate because of the key in his soul, and then that's when Scorpion basically tries to convince the new Sub-Zero that, hey, you're right, I do deserve to die, and it's only fitting that you be the one to do it. So go ahead, try and kill me now. Send me back to Netherrealm if you must, but just do it and get it over with. And then they both say, I'll never forgive you for what you've done. And then that leads us to the second day of the tournament, where basically where basically uh Liu Kang and Shang Tsung basically have their rematch. But that's only before Shang Tsung basically possesses Striker to the point of rip um basically possessing him to rip off his own head and instantly lead to a fatality. Um, Kung Lao's spine is it is sadly forced to be ripped out, and he's ripped in half by Shao Kahn himself, and then and then it's only after during Liu Kang and Shang Tsung's fight, where Shang Tsung put the curse on one of Liu Kang's hands, but Liu Kang's still able to return the favor by using just one hand to give Shao Kahn a broken arm and leg of his own that Liu Kang does have the chance to finish Shang Tsung for good, but Liu Kang being the honorable one that he is, and the chosen one to save the world against the ultimate being. But we'll get to that in a moment. Liu Kang says to Shang Tsung, no, you, I won't kill you. Just live knowing that I finally defeated you. And then, like I said, after Striker's been beheaded by Shang Tsung's possession ability, and then after Kung Lao's been ripped in half by Shao Kahn. It all comes down to Raiden against Shao Kahn, but sadly, because Raiden is no longer mortal, he's and due to his injuries and not being able to heal himself because again he's forsaken his godhood. Raiden does unfortunately die, but before this, he does honor Liu Kang's mom's last wish, but by saying to Liu Kang before Raiden dies, Liu Kang, your parents loved you, and just as Raiden tries to say with one last breath, and so did I. That's when Liu Kang, Shao Kahn finishes him, and then that convinces, and then that just makes Liu Kang snap, and then that's what makes Liu Kang remember that Raiden said, Liu Kang, you're the chosen one because I chose you because of your purity of heart, and that as long as you stand, the light will never fade from this world. And he remembers Lord Raiden also telling him at the end of the last Mortal Kombat tournament that that it wasn't Liu Kang's destiny to defeat Goro, but it is Liu Kang's destiny. He is the chosen one to be able to put an end to Shao Kahn, and and that's just what Liu Kang does. Um, and a- a- and through just Liu Kang's pure anger, um, he he's he he's able to undo the curse that Shang Tsung put on his one hand. But this is only after Ka, 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 Katana basically fin, fin, finally decides um, a- a- after seeing all this death and bloodshed to listen to Liu Kang and Raiden's words. She throws a blade at Shao Kahn and manages to wound him. But it's only after seeing Katana hurt that that Liu Kang's power truly kicks in, and that Shao Kahn is finally defeated. But it seems to be too late, and even though the remaining wise elder gods uh, grant Liu Kang the, the power of a god temporarily, that they say they all fear that it will not be enough to stop the one being who at this point, uh, uh, after getting all of the final Kame Dogo, despite the best efforts of Scorpion and Kwai, that and like I said, killing the master of the Link Wei clan, as well as Cyrax, Scepter, and Smoke, that 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 Shinnok is is able to free the one being, and Shinnok's body, the one being takes him over, um, and at that point, the one being says, "Let the undoing of all the realms begin." And and this is after Katana even says before she tries to wound Shao Kahn, uh, I I surrender. Uh, 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 and I give this tournament to Earth Realm, so so all the realms are safe. But 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 now that the one being has merged with with Shinnok, um, and, and even though even though Liu Kang has the power of the remaining elder gods within him, um, it it still takes the combined efforts of all the surviving participants of this final Mortal Kombat, and that includes Johnny finally getting a power of his own, and a- and Sonya finally breaking out some of her and Jack's old military equipment, and Jack saying, "Hey, hey, company, Major Jackson Briggs reporting for duty. Now everybody follow me and fire at the big red thing and fire at the big flaming thing with everything your ass is got or well fucked. And then and then that's when everybody discovers that Scorpion is somehow alive, and it's through Liu Kang using his god power that 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 he is able to send the the he is able to destroy the one being, and of course Scorpion delivered his famous "Get over here" line, and Scorpion in its own right be, helped save all of Earthbound, all the realms, and they have finally all been separated. So there will be no more need for any more combat or anything. Peace has finally been restored to the world. And then Jags is like, Shao Kahn's body is gone. So so what happens if he or anybody else tries to start the mood tremble again? Oh, and I almost forgot the most fun part of all. Right before right before Scorpion says get over here and penetrates the one being's crystal. Um, this fight finale puts even something like gives something like even Dragon Ball Super Broly a run for its money, because just like the one being has basically taken over Shinnok's body, Liu Kang turns into the dragon of Mortal Kombat because he is the chosen one, and a- a- and it's from Liu Kang getting this power that he's able to destroy the one being, and Scorpion actually does end up finally becoming a hero, and then it ends with Liu Kang saying, like I said a minute ago, all the realms are separated. There will be there will never be a need again for any kind of moral combat or war. Peace has finally been restored to the world, and Liu Kang and Katana Kiss, as do Johnny and Sonya, and and then like I said, Jag says, um, Sh- Shao Kahn's body is gone. Peace may be restored for now, but what happens if he or something or someone else tries to rise up again? Then Liu Kang simply ends the movie by saying, "Then we will be ready to fight it together, guys." Now I do have to say, I do agree with people's observations that Scorpion's whole situation with the having one of the Kame Dogus inside him, and trying to do the right thing and stop the one being from ever returning and trying to make things right with the new Sub-Zero almost could have been its own movie. And yes, at points it does feel like everything is congested, and the tournament could have been given more time. But at the same time, you know what? I, 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 the, it having too many stories at once, I feel like it's okay. I personally would love Mortal Kombat to come back in the form of maybe a final Mortal Kombat Legends, or if Mortal Kombat finally got another shot at an anime series on HBO Max or something like. So, my friends, yes, Liu Kang, the chosen one, the, the man that sadly lost his parents, his mentor, and his friend Kung Lao, to the likes of Shinnok, Shao Kahn, and Shang Tsung, has, has fulfilled his mentor's final wish and saved the world. So I say thank you to everyone behind both of the Mortal Kombat Legends films, and I can only hope Liu Kang that 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 all rounds do enjoy peace, but maybe Ed Boon will and the other creative minds behind Mortal Kombat will give you a third chance in the form of another movie, or a third, or a brand new anime inspired series on HBO Max. But again, guys, both Mortal Kombat Legends movies, in my opinion, are some of the most superior pieces of animation that Warner Brothers has released, and I can only hope that one day, maybe we'll, we'll, we'll get to see Liu Kang and the survivors of the final Mortal Kombat tournament just one more time.